Hi everyone, Nathan here again from Mighty Lancer Games. What I'm going to be doing in a few minutes is cracking some boosters for Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy. So this is a relatively new set. It's been out a couple of weeks, came out at the start of June. It's the middle of June now, but it came out a couple of weeks ago. We've managed to attain a little bit extra stock. So what we're going to do is we're going to crack some boosters and we're going to sell those as singles on our website. But we thought we'd video the opening process so that everybody can see, enjoy the pack opening. These boosters are a little bit more expensive than the standard play boosters, $6.99 a pack, and a full booster box is a couple of £100. So not everybody can afford to buy a whole load of packs and crack them. So what we thought we'd do is we would crack some packs, film that, and then those singles will be available for sale on the Mighty Lancer Games website. If you haven't bought singles from us before, then please do go on the website and check it out. We've tried to lay it out as sensibly as possible, with nice visuals of the sets and what have you. And more stuff will be added there as we get it sorted into sets and what have you. So we've got some older cards that we haven't touched yet because they don't have the little 3-letter code on the bottom of the card, so we've got to sit and look at tiny little set icons and what have you. But we are working through Magic the Gathering singles, but this is the latest set and we need to get these online. So here we go, we're going to crack some boosters. Hope you enjoy. So here we go. This is what we're going to open for this video. We have got a single box of collector boosters, and we have also got a couple of play booster boxes. We're going to crack these open. I think we're going to leave the collector boosters till last, and let's dive in, see what awesomeness we get out of these packs. So I'm not overly hot on card values or anything else for the set. Do know that quite a few people have been chasing the Buster Sword. I think is a pretty good pack. So let's go through these. Side quest, Sarah Farron. So there's quite a lot of these, I think, as well. Right, let's not get carried away. The first legendary creature spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast, and it flips into Crystallized Sarah. It does the same thing, but one side it's creature, one side it's an artifact. Okay, and then we've got Vane, which is Finn the Fangbearer. So Finn the Fangbearer is a existing card that they've obviously put this other flavour over, so that's pretty cool. Let's put that to one side. And then we've got Kuja Genome Sorcerer. Right, okay, and that flips into this guy. Oh, somebody used that against me at Friday Night Magic last night. And then a token, so we'll put tokens in one pile, and lands, so we've got wastes. So we'll leave commons and uncommons to one side for now. And let's go. So there's lots of these Chochobo things, quite a few equipments in the set. Iron Giant, Vigilance Trample Reach for a 6/6 for 7. Not seen that card before. Robots, Summon Ifrit, and then a rare land, Midgar City of Mako. Okay, that's one of those, and that's a land, and that's an art card. It's a Moogle. There's a Moogle token. Oh, a different hero. I haven't seen that hero before. And a Moogle, a 1/2 lifelink. Sage's Newliths. You were not... No, I can't sing. Hectize. Oh, that's pretty horrible, isn't it? Just an ooze with loads of eyes. Syncopate. Ultima. Oh, so I got this at pre-release, and it was pretty good. able to turn lands into wastelands, basically. Right, land. That's quite a nice swamp. Thunder Magic. That's a very good modal. Bit of removal for limited, I think. What have we got here? Final Days. Bats and Boko. A human bird with affinity for birds. Okay. Bard's Bow again. And Vector Imperial Capital. Okay, well, this guy, I know he's a character from Final Fantasy. I don't know a great deal about Final Fantasy, but it looks like Orko from Master of the Universe. Haste Magic. This guy, I like this guy for limited, he's pretty cool. Cloud of Darkness. The Regalia, which is a really fancy looking car with haste. Whenever it attacks, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So vehicles with haste, if you crew them, they can attack on the first turn. Come up with tutorial, insomnia, and a bird token. But the tokens are double-sided in the set, which I think is very cool. All tokens should be double-sided, not just the ones in collector boosters. Right. Slash of Light. Deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control plus the number of equipments you control to target creature. That's pretty good. There's quite a lot of equipments in this set. That's pretty good. Opera Love Song, Circle of Power, Dragon's Lance. That's pretty good. Rowbound, Bull of Alamigo. Probably butchered that. 2/2 for 2 with upsides. What's this? The Imperial City of Arcades, which is a Wall of Omens for Arcades Commander deck. That's what that's for. And then a land and a token, and that creates a dog. Oh, there's something full art looking at the back of this pack. The magic pot. It's a goblin in a pot. I like that. Racetrack, random encounter. What's this? Crystal Fragments. What rarity is that? That is an uncommon. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Oh, that's a bit boring, but we'll put it on the pile. Stiltskin, Moogle Merchant. 1 mana, 1/2. Lifelink Moogle. 2 and tap it. Target opponent gains control of another target permanent you control. If they do, you draw a card. Okay. Oh, and then a mythic. Go-Go, Mister of Mimicry. Haven't seen many. Oh, this is a good pack. Look. Rare, mythic, and rare. So, what does this guy do? Haven't seen many mythics in this set. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control X times. So you pay X twice, and then you can do it twice. You may choose new targets for the copies. This ability can't be copied, and X can't be 0. Okay. And then, what's this? Master Zande. Is Venza Shaper Savant. When Master Zande enters, return target spell or permanent to its owner's hand. Okay. Cool. And then Iridia and a Plains. We're doing a little bit of tidying up in the garden earlier on. So, oh, ramen. It's a food. It's going to start raining now. Hopefully that's not going to make too much noise. What have we got here? So that's a uncommon. So that can go on that pile. And then we've got this guy. Whenever a creature you control is alone, it goes double strike until end of turn. Okay, you go there. You go there, land goes there, token goes there. Now, try not to flick the back part of the pack out. I can see some in the full art, the extended treatment there. What have we got? From Father to Son. Search your library for a vehicle card, reveal it, and put it in your hand. If that spell was cast from a graveyard, put that if this spell was cast from a graveyard, put that card onto the battlefield instead. Okay, oh, and then what's this? Lightning Lone Commando for Mardu colours. Oh, it's Ishin 2 Heavens as 1. That is a very good card. That's a nice art of a good card. Oh, I like that. I like that. And then a Rook turret, common, and a land, and a token. This is going to turn into be a very long video if I stop all the time. So what we might do is just do one booster box, and then we come back and do the others in a separate video. So, oh, another mythic. Well, this is better pull rates than I've seen out of many of these. Lightning Army of 1. So 1, a red and a white for a legendary human soldier with first strike, trample and lifelink for a 3/2. Whenever lightning deals combat damage to a player until your next turn, if a source would deal damage to that player or a permanent that player controls, it deals double that damage instead. I mean, that is pretty good. That is pretty good. Oh, and then Ultimecia, Time Sorceress, Human Warlock, that flips into this Nightmare Warlock, 7/7 Menace, Time Compression. Time Compression. When this creature transforms into Ultimecia Omnipotent, take an extra turn. I mean, that's just pretty good, isn't it? That is just pretty good. So, a couple of mythics so far. We're doing well. We're doing well. Sephiroth's Intervention, good removal for limited. By limited, I mean draft or sealed, like pre-release. Zac Fair. Genova, Ancient Calamity. It's an alien, apparently. That's the rare. That's the uncommon. I can't remember if there was fetch lands or if it's the things like breeding pool and what have you that are in that full arty slot. Full art, extended art. I'm sure somebody had one of those at the pre-release. X-Death, that's I like that. That's a good card. We've got another mythic. Wowzers. Eject Reluctant Guardian. So this guy flips as well into a 7/7. So Menace. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, exile it and return it to the battlefield under its own opponent's control. So then it turns into a Saga. So it's still a 7/7 creature. Saga Nightmare. So it's a 7/7 with Menace. And then for the first 2 turns, you discard a card, or your opponent discards a card and you draw a card, or if it's a commander game, each opponent discards a card. And ultimate eject shot, so on the 3rd turn in this format, before you have to sacrifice it, each opponent sacrifices 2 creatures of their choice, and that's just pretty good. That's just pretty good. And then this, Absolute Virtue, 6, a white and a blue for Avatar Warrior, can't be countered, flying, have protection from each of your opponents, and it's an 8/8. Can't be dealt damage, enchanted, or targeted by anything controlled by your opponents. Well, that's just disgusting, isn't it? That is just disgusting. I mean, it's great if you play, if you're the one using it, but that is horrible. That could go in Lavinia, but then you'd have to be able to cast it. 8 mana. Scorpion Sentinel. Jumbo. Oh, it's the cactus. 10,000 needles. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets plus 9,999 plus 0 until end of turn. It's a 1/7 cactus that becomes a 10,007 when it attacks. It's a bonkers card. Foil there. Land. Bard's Bow. Seen a few of those. Don't know what's going on outside, but it's noisy. Delivery Moogle. 3/2 flying Moogle. Choco, Seeker of Paradise. So somebody used this as their commander in a game last night. That is pretty good. Whenever one or more birds you control attack, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You can put one of them into your hand and then put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped and the rest into your graveyard. So handy for me that when they were playing this and were attacking with quite a number of creatures, I had played a card called Polluted Bonds that drains that any person who puts a land into play, any opponent who puts a land into play, for 2 life, and I gained 2 life. And then I also was using Dina Soul Steeper as my commander. So every time I gain life, everybody loses a life. So it was very horrible for them all. Every time they wanted to play a land, they had to really make a choice because they were taking at least 3 damage, which is pretty good. Pretty good. I did lose the game though, because once they realised, they all started targeting me. Let's go through here. The Fire Crystal, red spells cost 1 last to cast. There we go. Memories of Nibelheim, Stroke of Midnight. So it's an instant, destroy target, non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 white human. Okay. And then we've got the Gardener. See, how many times have we opened a pack and that's been the first one? Don't know, I'll have to check. Esper Origins. So that's another flip card. Blazing Bomb, land. There we go. Relentless, that guy. The Water Crystal. Oh, Coral Sword. The Water Crystal. Oh, this is the horrible mill thing. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many cards plus 4 instead. Okay, and Van, Aspiring Sky Pirate. So that's Captain Lannery Storm, which I think is how you should have to say that. Cargo Ship, Flying Vigilance 2/3 for 2 mana, crew 1. That's pretty good for a vehicle deck. Used to play a vehicle deck back in the day. Might see if I can rekindle that. Undercity Dire Rat. Now I might find a place for Undercity Dire Rat in my rat deck for Commander. It doesn't have any of the normal cards that you might expect to find there. Relentless Rats or Rat Colony. Might have a single copy of Rat Colony, but what it's all about rats and ETBs and making the snail as big as possible. But there you go. I shall elaborate on that some other time. Rufus, this guy, that guy. Vincent Valentine. Now then, let's have a look at this. So he's rare. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you put a number of +1/+1 counters on Vincent Valentine equal to that creature's power. And whenever a Vincent attacks, you may transform it. And he turns into a trample lifelink werewolf beast. Okay. When it dies, return it to the battlefield front face up. Oh, I mean, that's just pretty good, isn't it? So it's a 2/2, but whenever any of your opponent's creatures die, he gets bigger, and then he flips into a trample lifelink monster. Oh, I've not seen that token before either. Hero and copy, handy. A few copy cards going around in our Commander games. Summon Fat Jobo. Right, Fang. This one turns into... There's 2 cards that go together. Fang and Vanille Cheerful Lissai. And they turn into this thing, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's a 7/6 with Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, and Haste. And when it dies, Ragnarok, it's called Ragnarok. Destroy target permanent and return target non-legendary permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, and they're only uncommons, the cards that make this thing. And then we have the Lunar Whale. a flying vehicle artifact. You can look at the top card of your library at any time. As long as the Lunar Whale attack this turn, you can play the top card of your library. It is a 3/5 with crew 1. Wowzers. Wow, look at that. Deadly Dispute. Deadly Dispute. That is a cool art for Deadly Dispute. Barren Rivalry. Deadly Dispute. There's an additional cost to cast this spell. Sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw 2 cards, and create a treasure. That is a cool art for Deadly Dispute. I like that a lot. Samurai's Katana. Good card in limited again. And then Plains. So it's just like a long road. Like something out of Fallout or something. But then that's the little chobo guy, isn't it? The bird to run across the road. Really don't know a lot about Final Fantasy, so I do apologise if I'm butchering some of these things. Ice Flan Elemental Ooze. Oh, cool. There's not enough oozes in Magic the Gathering. Beavers, Blitzball, Eject, Rydia's Return, Phantom Train. What's this? Zidane, Tantalus Thief. A human mutant scout. When Zidane enters, gain control of target creature an opponent controls until end of turn. Untap it and it gains lifelink and haste until end of turn. And that's good. Whenever an opponent gains control of a permanent from you, create a treasure. Seems good. Oh, another mythic. Kefka, Court Mage. 5 and Grix. Well, 5 including Grixis colours. 2 and Grixis colours. Whenever Kefka enters or attacks, each player discards a card. Then you draw a card for each card type amongst cards discarded this way. And then pay 8. Each opponent sacrifices a permanent of their choice. Transform Kefka, activate only as a sorcery. So it's 4/5 for 5 with these other abilities. And it transforms into a 5/7 Kefka, Ruler of Ruin. Flying, whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, draw that many cards. I think that's pretty good. Call the Mountain Chochobo, and Gone, Town of Ruin, and another hero. So, Black Mage's Rod, Prishy's Wandering, Rook Turret, Warrior's Sword, Fate of the Suncrist, cornered by Black Mages, Sleep Magic, Phoenix Down, Giot, King of the Dwarves, Ultimitza, Time Sorceress, Zanarkand, Ancient Metropolis. So this is a land with an adventure sorcery on it. And then we've got Golbez, Clad in Darkness, which is Sir Conrad the Grim. That is just a good card. Sir Conrad. Q, whatever that weird looking thing is. And then Legendary Creature, Q. If one or more tokens will be created under your control, those tokens plus a 1/1 green frog are created instead. Okay. Ice Magic. Item Shopkeep. This guy gives equipped creatures menace, or a target equipped creature menace, which is pretty horrible. Fate of the Suncrist. Marlborough. Jysal Greens. World Map. Hilgigas. Ring of the Luci, which is a 4-mana soul ring, basically. Prompto Argentum, Travel the Overworld, Clash of the Icons, and then Mirwu, White Mage. Human Cleric, Vigilance, Lifelink, 3/3. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on each cleric you control. And a Gaelicat. Now I think that might be a different art to the other one. I'm going to have to have a look. Let's leave that to one side, we'll have a check at that in a minute. A foil Insomnia, Crown City. Gisal Greens, Magic Damper, Item Shopkeep, Erith Rescue Mission, Marlborough, looks like a Beholder I think. Vincent's Limit Break, Quirl, Summon Anima, Colosseum Behemoth, Auron's Inspiration, Rare, Tellar Great Sage. Oh, a second rare. Firion Wild Rose Warrior. Equipped creatures you control have haste. Okay. Adventurer's Airship. Flying 3/2 for 3. Whenever it attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. A little bit like Smuggler's Copter. Crew 2. Nice swamp. Dreams of Laguna. Blazing Bomb. Weapon Vendor. What's the weapon vendor? The other one's something different, isn't he? When he enters, draw a card. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control equipment, pay 1. When you do, attach target equipment you control. Oh, right, so that's pretty cool. You get to put equipment on somebody for 1 mana at the start of combat as well. Combat tutorial. Iridia, Summoner of Mist. Ambrosia Whiteheart. So that is a legendary bird. Cactor. Ilmigbixi. Oh, it's a fairy. 2/1 fairy. Whenever it attacks, surveil 1. Fine. Kane, Traitorous Dragoon, a knight. During your turn, Kane has flying. There's a few knights in this set that get flying during your turn. Whenever Kane deals combat damage to a player, that player gains control of Kane. If they do, they draw that many cards. You draw it. And if they... brain and mouth not comprehending each other here. Whenever Kane deals combat damage to a player, that player gains control of Kane. If they do, you draw that many cards, create that many treasure tokens, then lose that much life. Okay, interesting. Search for the Frozen Esper. So this is in like an 8-bit art style. That's quite interesting. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Its controller gains 4 life. It's Nature's Claim. And it's 1 green mana. And then we've got a world map and a mountain and a thing. So we've got 6 packs left. 6 packs left. Dream of Laguna, Warrior Sword, Weapon Vendor, Fight On, Blitzball Shot, Adventurers In. Quite like this as a land. Let's put it over there. Vincent's Limit Break, Crystal's Chosen, Lionheart, so that's a sword. Stolen Uniform, Garnet, Princess of Alexandria. I've put all these cards down on top of the Gala Cats. Summon Brynhilde, exile the top card of your library. During any turn, you put a lore counter on this saga, you can play that card. When you next cast a creature spell this turn, it gains haste until end of turn, and it's also a creature. I keep forgetting that these are also creatures. Dark Knight's Greatsword, just an equipment, and a land. Right, Summon Fetch Jobo, Dragon's Wyvern, Light of Judgment, Summon Choco Mog, Shinra Reinforcement, Singer Paint, Adventurers In, Summon Shiva, Samurai's Katana, Tonberry. This guy in the pre-release was absolutely great. Loved him. Tidus, Blitzball Star, Stiltskin, Moogle Merchant. So this is an alternate art version of Stiltskin we got earlier on. The lifelink 1/2 for 1 mana. Pretty cool. Hectize. Most importantly, 1 mana legendary creature. Could make a pretty cool commander deck around that guy, I reckon. All about your opponents gaining your equipment, gaining your stuff. Summon the Mount or Call the Mountain Chochobo. Paladin's Arms, another good limited card. Undercity Dairat, Chochobo Kick. Retrieve the Esper, Laughing Mad. So that's that character, I can't remember his name. Kefka, maybe? Yep. Summon Esperamu, Capital City. That goes over there. Shambling Sieth. And Ash, Princess of Dalamaska. And then we've got the Wandering Minstrel, 2 mana legendary. Lands you control enter untapped. The Minstrel's Ballad. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 5 or more towns, create a 2/2 elemental creature token that's all colours. And then pay 3 and Wooburg. Other creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of towns you control. So he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. Wooburg is what they call when you get white, blue, black, red, green. I don't know why they don't call it blue. Well, I suppose blue. B is already black for some reason, but they have blue represented by U. And I've never really understood why. If anybody knows, you could maybe tell us in the comments. You'd fill my knowledge in. Here we go. Magic Damper, Summon a Freak, Paladin's Arms, Black Mage's Rod, Commune with Beavers, Sahagin, Monk's Fist, Fire Magic, Overkill, that was good in Limited as well, Grahar Tiar, Cat Archer, Golbez, Crystal Collector, another 2-mana legendary. Whenever an artifact you control enters Surveil 1, at the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more artifacts, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Then if you control 8 or more artifacts, each opponent loses life equal to that card's power. That could be interesting. We've got a couple of more rares. To the Crystal Tower. So that's a choose 2 mode spell. Oh, it's Cryptic Command, of course. Cryptic Command. And then a foil Fire Crystal. Land there. T-Rex, Scorpion Sentinel, Mysidian Elder, Slash of Light, Namazu Trader, Iron Giant, Monk's Fist, Poo-Poo UFO. Poo-Poo UFO, Swallowed by Leviathan, Black Waltz number 3. That's then the uncommons. Zodiac, Umbral God, 5 mana, 5/5. God creature, indestructible. When Zodiac enters, each player sacrifices half the non-god creatures they control of their choice, rounded down. Whenever a player sacrifices another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Zodiac. He is going to get big. Just a rare. Oh, and a mythic. Emmett Selch, Unsundered. Legendary creature, Elder Wizard. 2/4. With Vigilance. When it enters or attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 14 or more cards in your graveyard, you may transform him into this thing. Hades, Sorcerer of Eld. 6/6 with Vigilance. During your turn, you may play cards from your graveyard. If a token or card, a card or token will be put into your graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. And then a Tombury, and a Windhurst, I think. And then last pack, I've done it again. Put some cards on top of the card I was looking for. Suplex, Gaily Cat. Oh no, it is the same art. It is the same art. I didn't know whether it was the same, but it's the same. It's the same. Black Mage's Rod, Prishy's Wanderings, Rook Turret, Sahagin, Magitech Infantry, Gladiolus Amicitia. Yeah. Summon Fenrir, Side Quest Catch a Fish, Jidur, Aristocratic Capital. So another one of those lands. Venat, Heart of Hydaelyn. Oh, another 3 rare pack. 1 and 2 white, Elder Wizard. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. And it flips into Hydaelyn, the Mother Crystal, legendary creature, God, indestructible, 4/4. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. Until your next turn, it gains indestructible. If it is legendary, draw a card. And a Realm Reborn, 6 mana, enchantment. Other permanents you control have tap and add 1 mana of any colour. And then a Dark City. And a signed art card. Interesting. Interesting. Super. So there we go. That's a whole booster box. There's some pretty cool stuff in amongst that. No Buster Sword, importantly. So we're going to put these cards to one side, and then I shall reset the video, and then we will dive into box number 2.